Welcome to One Chapter, One Thought. Every weekday I read one chapter of the Bible and offer one brief devotional thought. Today's reading is from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9. Then the Lord thundered, "Bring on the men appointed to punish the city. Tell them to bring their weapons with them." 6 men soon appeared from the upper gate that faces north, each carrying a deadly weapon in his hand. With them was a man dressed in linen, who carried a writer's case at his side. They all went into the temple courtyard and stood beside the bronze altar. Then the glory of God of Israel rose up from between the cherubim where it had rested and moved to the entrance of the temple. And the Lord called to the man dressed in linen who was carrying the writer's case. He said, "Walk through the streets of Jerusalem and put a mark on the foreheads of all who weep and sigh because of the detestable sins being committed in their city." Then I heard the Lord say to the other men, "Follow him through the city and kill everyone whose forehead is not marked. Show no mercy, have no pity. Kill them all, old and young, girls and women and little children. But do not touch anyone with the mark. Begin right here at the temple." So they began by killing the 70 leaders. "Defile the temple," the Lord commanded. "Fill its courtyards with corpses. Go." So they went and began killing throughout the city. While they were out killing, I was all alone. I fell down on the ground and cried out, "O sovereign Lord, will your fury against Jerusalem wipe out everyone left in Israel?" Then he said to me, "The sins of the people of Israel and Judah are very, very great. The entire land is full of murder. The city is filled with injustice. They are saying, 'The Lord doesn't see it. The Lord has abandoned the land.' So I will not spare them or have any pity on them. I will fully repay them for all they have done." Then the man in linen clothing, who carried the writer's case, reported back and said, "I have done as you commanded." One thought. In the previous chapter, Ezekiel saw increasing levels of idolatry. So what would be God's response? It's judgment. And Ezekiel 9 is a vision of God's judgment on the people. Ezekiel's vision begins with God summoning 6 men who have a deadly weapon in their hand. Now, I think normally these men would signify the guards that would protect the temple. I think that's what it's alluding to. But again, God is turning their purpose from protecting the temple to destroying it. And also, in the symbolism of the vision, most likely these 6 guards represent the Babylonian army, which will invade Israel again and destroy the temple. And in this vision, no one really is going to be spared. Once God's judgment falls, even the frail and the defenseless will be judged. Even only those the only ones that escape are those who weep over their sins, and it says that they're marked out. Now, again, this is really important to understand that this is a vision, right? So in this vision, there's a distinction between the people of God, those that genuinely worship God because they're weeping over sins and they are marked out, and then there is the world, and the world has invaded the people of God as well. But I think historically, not just like everybody died. So in the vision, this marking out, I think, is more talking about a spiritual sparing, that the people that are marked out, they may die physically, but they're being spared God's ultimate judgment. And this is actually confirmed when we go to Revelation chapter 7, because we see the same exact dynamic. The church, those that trust in God, they are marked out and they're sealed on their foreheads in Revelation 7, and yet it says that they are martyrs in the tribulation. And so what this means is that as a believer, you are marked out. You are chosen and claimed by God, and yet we still may suffer. We still may even die, and yet we will escape God's ultimate judgment. I think there's also allusions to the Passover here, where the angel of death, the destroying angel, went through the land, and only those that were marked with blood on the doorposts were spared. Now we got to think about this as well. Like, what is the identifying mark of a Christian? Right? Have you thought about that? What is the identifying mark of a Christian. And I think the New Testament tells us it's baptism. Baptism is an outward sign of the invisible grace we have received in Christ. And baptism marks out those who profess Christ, and it makes them distinct from the rest of the world. It's not that baptism saves us, right? Like even in this chapter in Ezekiel 9, those that are marked, he says, go mark those who were weeping over sin. So clearly, like those people that were repenting, they had prior faith. They believed God, they were trusting God, and they were heartbroken over sin, and then they were marked. And in baptism, it's the same thing. We trust Christ, we get saved, and then we get marked. Baptism identifies us as God's new covenant people.